Imagine sailing through the vast Atlantic Ocean when you spot a ship drifting in the distance. As you approach, the sails are set, the ship is intact, but there's no sign of life. It's completely abandoned. No crew, no captain, nothing but eerie silence. That's exactly what happened when the Mary Celeste was discovered in 1872. But the questions remain. Why was she deserted? Where did her crew go? And could this ghost ship hold a clue to a much darker mystery? Join me as we dive deep into one of the most baffling and chilling maritime disappearances in history. The Mary Celeste, a ship that left New York in 1872, bound for Genoa, Italy, carrying a valuable cargo of industrial alcohol. Her captain, Benjamin Briggs, was experienced and well-respected, with his wife and child aboard for the journey. But when the ship was discovered off the Azores Islands nearly a month later, it was a ghost ship, intact but empty. The mystery of what happened to the crew and why the ship was left behind remains unsolved to this day. Let's retrace the ill-fated voyage of the Mary Celeste, explore the chilling clues that have never fully explained her abandonment, and dive into the countless theories surrounding one of the most famous maritime mysteries ever recorded. The Mary Celeste set sail from New York on November 7, 1872, captained by Benjamin Briggs. The crew consisted of 7 men, and his wife Sarah and daughter Sophia also accompanied him on the voyage. The ship was carrying 1,701 barrels of industrial alcohol and was supposed to sail to Genoa, Italy, a journey that typically took around a month. However, by December 4th, the ship was discovered adrift, 400 miles east of the Azores Islands, by the crew of the De Gracia, a British ship. The Mary Celeste appeared to be in perfect condition. Her sails were set, her cargo was undisturbed, and there was no sign of a struggle. The ship's compass, logbook, and personal belongings of the crew were all found in place. But the most unsettling detail, not a single person was aboard. The lifeboat was gone, but there were no signs of violence or any immediate explanation for why the crew had abandoned the ship. The last entry in the captain's log, written by Captain Briggs, was dated 10 days before the ship's discovery, leaving an eerie gap in time. What could have happened during those missing days? Why was the ship abandoned so calmly, and where did the crew go? As word of the discovery spread, so did the theories. Maritime authorities were perplexed. How could such an experienced captain, with his family and trusted crew, simply vanish without a trace? And why would they leave a perfectly good ship behind? One of the earliest theories was that the crew had encountered a waterspout, an intense and violent whirlwind over the ocean that could have struck the ship, knocking it off course and frightening the crew into abandoning it. However, there was no evidence of damage to the ship or any sign of rough seas. Another theory suggested that the Mary Celeste had been attacked by pirates. But if pirates had boarded the ship, why leave the valuable cargo untouched? There was no sign of theft, no signs of violence, and no indication that the ship had been ransacked. Then came the more sensational ideas. Perhaps the crew had gone mad. Some speculate that a mass psychological breakdown caused by a sudden traumatic event could have led the crew to abandon ship in a state of panic or confusion. But this theory, too, fails to explain why the ship itself was left in such a seemingly normal condition. A more plausible explanation is that the crew encountered an accident, like a leak or an explosion, caused by the alcohol cargo. It suggested that a leaking barrel of alcohol could have caused a buildup of dangerous fumes, leading the crew to panic and flee. They might have abandoned the ship in a desperate effort to survive, thinking the ship was going to explode. However, no signs of an explosion were ever found. And this theory also leaves questions unanswered about the state of the ship and the safety of the crew after they abandoned it. Some suggest that the disappearance of the Mary Celeste might have a supernatural element. Was it ghostly forces, sea monsters, or even alien abductions? While these theories are exciting and play into the ship's ghost ship legend, they are just speculation without any real evidence to support them. Yet the more grounded theories don't completely answer all the questions either. What happened in those 10 days of missing time? Could the crew have met a tragic fate? Or was there an event so unusual that it still defies explanation? Theories also circulate that the ship was cursed. The Mary Celeste had a long history of odd occurrences before its final infamous voyage. Some historians speculate that there were premonitions of doom or even bad omens associated with the ship, but such stories were often exaggerated over time. Still, it leaves room for questions about whether fate played a role in its disappearance. Despite the failure to conclusively solve the mystery, the story of the Mary Celeste continues to captivate. Over the years, books, documentaries, and even films have been made, all trying to answer the age-old question, what happened to the crew? But perhaps the most compelling part of this mystery is the eerie absence of an answer. While many maritime disappearances can be traced back to simple misfortune or natural causes, the Mary Celeste stands alone as a case that has never fully been explained. One theory that has gained traction in modern times is that the ship's crew encountered a weather phenomenon called rogue waves, which can suddenly appear and capsize ships. But again, without evidence of this, the true fate of the Mary Celeste crew remains one of the most fascinating puzzles in maritime history. To this day, the mystery of the Mary Celeste remains unsolved. Was it an accident, a deliberate abandonment, or something more sinister? The unanswered questions surrounding the Mary Celeste continue to haunt anyone who explores its story. The eerie sight of the abandoned ship, with its intact cargo and eerie silence, still lingers in the minds of those who hear the tale. The Mary Celeste stands as a reminder of the power of the unknown, the vastness of the sea, and the fragile nature of human life. It's a chilling reminder that sometimes not all mysteries are meant to be solved. Thank you for joining me as we explored the mystery of the Mary Celeste. If you found this story as haunting and fascinating as I did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think happened to the crew of the Mary Celeste? Do you have your own theory about the disappearance? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.